In this HVACR training video, we're going over how a 2-stage and 3-stage gas valve works. Before we get started, I want to give you a quick little tour here, and this is a 120 volt hot surface igniter. I'm just powering that in order to ignite the fuel gas. On this gas valve you see LP, and so that means that this gas valve has been converted from natural gas to LP. They typically come as natural gas. This right here is a 2-stage gas valve, and then this is a restrictor. So this is actually going to be a 3rd stage for your gas valve. So you got 2 plus another one, so you have 3 stages right here. Now over here we have a propane spring and a natural gas spring. Now you can tell that a gas valve is 2-stage because you have a screw here and another screw right here. Now I removed the screw in order to be able to adjust the gas pressure. So if you were to turn this screw inwards clockwise, it's going to increase the pressure, and if you were going to turn the screw counterclockwise outward, it would decrease the pressure. Now I want to show you what happens here. I'm going to unscrew this plastic insert out counterclockwise, and we're going to remove this plastic insert, and inside you'll see this propane spring that I put in here when we did the conversion. That's a white spring. But anyway, I'm going to put this back down in there, and I'm going to put my insert back in, and I'm going to screw it back down clockwise. After you do your adjustment, you're going to then end up putting the brass cap back on when you're done. But anyway, this back screw is high, this one here is medium, and this one works differently because if you turn in clockwise, it's going to decrease the pressure, and if you turn counterclockwise, it's going to increase the pressure. There's no spring behind this one. And so this gas valve has these white springs already in it. And that goes along with a whole conversion kit that includes gas orifices. That's right in the front right here. Of course, this one only has one. In order to measure our gas pressure, we have a brass barbed fitting, and that goes right here. That's going to show us our incoming gas pressure. And since this is LP propane, it's going to be typically between 11 and 13 inches of water column. And what that means is you have 27.6 water column for every 1 psi, so propane runs at about half of a psi. And right here is our outlet pressure. So you have a tap right here. In order to remove the taps, we use a ratcheting service wrench with an Allen key, or you can just use an Allen key by itself. You make sure that you have the gas off over at the gas valve right here. And for safety, you see we have a fire extinguisher right here. I have a solenoid valve that we can turn the gas off, to the supply gas. And so we also have an electrical safety that we can shut all of this off as well. We have a 120 volt right here to 24 volt transformer. And I'm able to turn that off at this switch. And in order to power this, we have a 24 volt wire right here going to medium, which is right here. See M, that's for medium. Another one for high, that's right here. And then you see C and C, that's our common, and that's back here. Typically the gas valve has a yellow and green wire attached to it, and that's typically because a lot of times these gas valves are wired as the common right here end to the ground, so that's why it has a dual wire like that. And then over here you see there's another common and another hot wire. Now all 3 of these are going to be stages, and you're going to have a control board at the gas furnace is going to select which speed it's going to be running in. And remember that your inducer motor will also need to increase in its speed as you move higher up, or decrease in speed as it's going to a lower speed. So what you're going to notice is that while we're running, we have 3 stages. You see our high stage is 11. So if we have, say, 11 to 13 inch water column coming in, we're going to reduce down to 11 for our high stage, roughly 5.8 for a medium, and roughly 2.2 for a low stage. When you set these in a gas furnace, you have to do that alongside of a combustion analysis, so you're going to adjust it a little bit above or below. Basically, you're going to try to adjust it very close to what these pressures are rated for on the conversion kit rating plate. If this was natural gas, you would have about, say, 5 to 8 inch water column coming in, so that would be the supply right here. And then you would have, for your high stage, that would be about 3.5 inch water column. And then for medium, it would be maybe around 1.6 inch water column. And then for a 3rd stage, which would be your lowest stage, that might be below 1 inch water column. You got to look at the rating plate for the furnace that you're working in. It might be 0.8 inch water column. You really have to pay attention. This is not a pressure for any furnace. You have to look at the rating plate of the gas furnace. So it'll come with a natural gas rating plate that'll tell you the pressures it runs at. If you put a conversion kit in, you're going to have an additional sticker that you have to put over the existing one in the gas furnace. Only other thing I did not mention before is right here. This is an atmospheric pressure port for the gas valve. You might see tubing going from here to the combustion chamber if it's a sealed combustion chamber. If it's not a sealed combustion chamber and it's open, then this will just be removed and there'll be like a little cap here, but it's still open to the atmosphere around it right here. We're going to start this off by powering our solenoid right here as well as our medium speed. We're going to leave our high speed detached, and I'll show you what happens when we don't power the solenoid valve. So you see we have a outlet pressure of 5.67 inch water column, and our supply pressure dropped down from say about 12.5 to 11.75. Now we need to maintain a water column pressure above 11 while any appliances are running. And so anyway, we are in medium speed right now, and so let's see what happens when we disconnect our low stage solenoid. And so now we drop down to 2.1 inches of water column for our low stage. So to get our low stage, we just power our medium. So M, that's it. To get our medium stage, then we have to power the solenoid, and now we're back up to 5.6 inch water column. And to power our high stage, we have to power all three in order to get our high stage. And so you see we're measuring about 10.6 inch water column, and then to drop back down to even our lowest stage, we have to remove these two wires, and we just have our medium. And so the circuit board inside the gas furnace is going to select which stage to run the furnace at. And it's going to also ramp up or ramp down the inducer motor in order to take care of the exhaust for that. And so I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of how this works. And you can also turn this off right here on the main. I'll also turn it off right here. So what's happening here is there's a 24 volt solenoid and there's an iron core that's fallen downwards anytime that this is not powered. And when this iron core is downwards, it's going to be regulating the gas flow at its lowest stage anytime your medium stage is called. And so to get your true medium, you have to power this solenoid over here to suck up the iron core so it's not in the way, and then your medium stage can flow at its normal stage. And so if this wasn't here, all you would have to do is power your medium and you'd be coming out of here at medium. The whole purpose of this is just to try to restrict it down to the lowest stage. If you are going to be powering at your highest stage, you have to power all three. So you're always going to have your medium powered. And in fact, your medium stage is usually the first stage in which your gas furnace ignites, and then it can either ramp down to the low stage or ramp up to the high stage. When you're all done checking pressures, you make sure to turn the gas off first, and then you put your plugs back in, so right here, and you want to make sure to put your caps back on right here, here, and here. Make sure they're snug, and then you can go ahead and turn your gas back on. You always want to make sure to test the furnace out before you leave the job site. Make sure that you have this switch back in the on position and everything is safe. In this case, this is used for demonstration purposes only, and so there's multiple safeties in place in the classroom here. We've got multiple fire extinguishers and multiple ways to turn on and off the gas line and the electrical, both here and over on the other side of the room for where our students are located at. So make sure that anytime that you leave the job site, you're checking for all of your safeties and checking to make sure that you have no leaks or anything like that. And you're also making sure that the gas furnace runs before you leave. And so you want to check all of those things in order to make sure you have a safe and correctly working appliance. If you want to learn more about HVAC, make sure to check out our website over at acservicetech.com, where we've got a bunch of articles and quick tips and calculators and quizzes. We also have our refrigerant charging and service procedures for air conditioning book. We have a 1,000-question workbook, quick reference cards, posters, PowerPoints. So you can make sure to check all those out over at acservicetech.com, and hope you enjoyed yourself. We'll see you next time at AC Service Tech channel.